Bricklink Series 4 is just about to go up for pre-order, and I put up multiple polls on my YouTube and Instagram that gave some really interesting insights into what sets will most likely sell out first, as well as which sets are going to be the most and least popular in the series. Let's go ahead and dig into these details, along with the recently released pricing for these sets and the images, starting with this first one here, the Wild West Train. This set is going to come in at $280 US with 3,192 pieces, 429 unique parts, and 12 minifigures. I'm not a LEGO train expert, but it does appear that the train will be able to ride on the traditional LEGO train track system, which is big. You have the steam locomotive up front, which looks great, and then we get 4 attached cars with this set. First is the coal car, which displays the name of the train, which is the Brick Express. Next, we just have an empty car with stored items on it, like this grand piano and brick-built safe. After this, we get the passenger car with the removable roof. And lastly, we come to this transport cart that shows lots of signs of wear and has sliding doors for an easy look inside. You get 2 side builds with the water tower and the windmill. The 12 minifigures look good, and 12 is quite a bit, which is nice, but they are all generic minifigure parts from what I'm seeing here, so nothing super special like with most Bricklink Designer sets. I still would love to see some custom minifigures with the Bricklink Designer program set. If you did pick up the previous Wild West store, they do show a nice image here showing these 2 sets actually tying together, which is cool to see. Now, I did put up a poll on Instagram asking who is planning on picking up this set, and the majority of people, as you can see here, are planning on buying this set when it releases. The only set that people were more excited to pick up is this next one here, which is the Medieval Seaside Market. The Medieval Seaside Market comes in at a lower price point of $230. 2,560 pieces, 454 unique parts, and 9 minifigures with this set. This set is going to fall into the extremely popular medieval theme and is really unlike anything we have seen before with this very unique seaside scene. There are mutual side towers in the surrounding castle for the guards. The main tower is a lighthouse here, and then there's also lots of different kinds of stands in the market area for doing business. We also get this ship along with a wagon for trade and delivering goods. Now, this set was a clear favorite in this series. Out of a whopping 686 votes as of this recording, 57% said this was the best set in the series. I then ran a follow-up poll pairing this set up against the other favorite, the Wild West Train. The Medieval Seaside Market still retained a commanding lead, with 58% saying that the Seaside Market was a better set than the Wild West Train. Now, I ran one last poll over on my Instagram that was actually really interesting. I asked which of these 2 sets was going to sell out first. We have all seen a set or 2 sell out really quickly in these Bricklink Designer programs at this point. So which one do fans think is going to sell out quicker? Strangely enough, the majority, 59%, actually thought the Wild West Train would sell out first. So some interesting data there. My personal favorite is going to be the Medieval Seaside Market, but as far as which one is going to sell out first, I believe that the Medieval Seaside Market will sell out first just because it's in the medieval theme, plus it's at a lower price point. It is hard to say though, and if you're thinking about buying either of these, I would definitely watch both of them very closely at the launch. Riverside Scholars is next, and this one unfortunately is definitely showing as the least favorite. This set is going to be $200 for 2,769 pieces, 612 unique parts, and then only 5 minifigures with this one. The cool thing about this set is that it's designed by Hanwha, which gave us the previous Mountain Windmill and Ocean House. I personally have purchased all of the previous sets in this line. This third one, though, is probably my favorite of the last 3, with multiple levels, a connecting bridge, and a really unique roof design. Unfortunately, though, there are a lot of fans that felt differently about this one. Only 9% of fans put this set as their favorite out of the 5 sets. On Instagram, I asked who would be buying this set, and the majority, by a slim margin, did vote for not purchasing this set. From what I'm seeing so far, it doesn't look like this set is going to sell out, in my opinion, and also is probably going to be the one that's going to sell the slowest over the buying period. But I'm not so sure that's going to be the case with this next one, which is the Merchant Boat. This beautiful set is going to be the cheapest set to purchase out of all 5, coming in at $170. Yes, you heard me right, $170 is the lowest price point in this Series 4. Now, that's an entirely different topic, but I will say I ran a poll asking if everyone thought this series was overpriced or if people thought it was fairly priced, and 74% of the vote said that this series was overpriced. So do with that what you will. Regardless, the merchant boat will be 2,180 pieces for the $170, 470 unique parts, and 4 total minifigures, which is the lowest in this series. This amazing ship comes complete with 2 separate levels, 2 paddle wheels, and a massive chimney stack. Over on the poll that I ran on YouTube, this set came in second last for favorite set in the series with only 17% of the votes. Over on Instagram, most people said no, they were not going to be buying this set. I did also run one other poll on this set, but we'll look at that in just a second here because it's time to talk about the very last set in this series, the Siege Encampment. The Siege Encampment is a combination of a bunch of smaller builds and will come in at $230. 2,598 pieces will be included with 690 unique parts and a massive 18 minifigure lineup. This set is amazing and comes with everything from a field kitchen, supply cart, trebuchet, siege tower, and even accommodations for the nobles. For me, I think this is one of the best minifigure lineups we have seen in a Bricklink set with all kinds of knights and peasants to tend the camp. However, typically, I am not a fan of a lot of smaller builds. I normally prefer just one large build for display versus lots of small builds which lean more towards play. But what did people vote for on this set with the polls that I ran? My community said that the Siege Encampment was their third favorite set out of the series, with it getting 18% of the votes. I then ran a poll on Instagram asking which one will sell out first between the Siege Encampment and the merchant boat, and it had a solid win with 62% of the votes. Lastly, I just simply asked my YouTube community which of the 2 sets were better, and again, Siege Encampment was the clear winner with 56% of the votes. So let's summarize this information here as well as I'll give you my opinion. From what I'm seeing, the medieval Seaside market will probably be the one to sell out first, followed closely by the Wild West train. I do believe the Siege Encampment will probably sell out of its 30,000 copies as well, albeit it'll probably be slower than the first 2. As great as the Merchant Boat and Riverside Scholars sets are, I don't think either of those 2 are probably going to sell out. I think they're both going to sell a decent amount of copies, but not actually the full 30,000. And I think the Riverside Scholars will probably be the one that sells the least copies. Regardless, they're all amazing sets and designs. Be prepared to get your pre-order in February 4th, 2025 at 8 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. Be ready. We all know what happens when you wait around on some of the sets in these series.